win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Let's go to another AFC wildcard matchup in Pittsburgh as CJ Stroud and the 12-5 Houston Texans are traveling to Pittsburgh to take on Aaron Rodgers and the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Texans are favored by 3 points. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff on Monday Night Football on ESPN. The over-under for this matchup is 39.5 points. So Joe Buck and Troy Aikman will be on the call in Pittsburgh. Let's start off with the Houston Texans. And the Texans finally have a playoff game where they don't have to play in that 4:30 p.m. Saturday time slot. For whatever reason, it seems like the NFL always has the Texans in that 4:30 p.m. time slot on Saturday. They always get the first playoff game of the weekend. This go around, the Texans get the last playoff game of Wild Card Weekend. And for the Steelers, this is Aaron Rodgers' first playoff game since 2021 with the Packers. Let's start off with the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are on a heater. The Texans are on a 9-game winning streak. At one point this season, the Texans were 3-5. The Texans have not lost since Halloween. They are on a 9-game winning streak, and they are balling. And their defense is the biggest reason for their success. Obviously, their head coach is DeMeco Ryans, who I really like as their head coach. I think DeMeco Ryans has a very promising future as the Texans head coach. He's a great defensive mind, and this Texans defense, they have been balling this year. The Texans, they give up 277 total yards per game. That's ranked first in the NFL. They give up 17 points per game. That's ranked second in the NFL, and they have 29 takeaways. That's ranked third in the NFL, and those total yards per game and points per game given up, that's a franchise record for the Houston Texans. And I believe the Houston Texans, they have elite personnel on the defensive side of the ball. And they have pass rushers that can get after you. Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, Sheldon Rankins, okay? They have elite pass rushers that can get after you. And I believe that's going to be one of the keys in this matchup because we know Aaron Rodgers does not want to be hit. And if you know anything about Aaron Rodgers does not want to take hits whatsoever. And he's going to have to get the football out of his hands quick against this Texans defensive front. I mean, Sheldon Rankins, Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, they have elite defensive linemen and elite defensive pass rushers. I love their front seven. Their linebackers are even elite. Okay, EJ Speed, okay, Derek Barnett. These dudes are the real deal for the Houston Texans. And I'm looking at the Houston Texans as a team this year. To me, the strength of their football team is their defense. Make no mistake about it. But CJ Stroud has came in and played well. Remember, CJ Stroud missed some games earlier this season. And David Mills actually helped the Texans win a few games. CJ Stroud this year, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 3,041 passing yards, completing 65% of his passes. I think the Texans offense can be very inconsistent at times. And when I think about these other elite offenses in the NFL, I think about the Green Bay Packers. I think about the San Francisco 49ers, the Seattle Seahawks, or the LA Rams, or even the New England Patriots. The Texans offense can be very inconsistent at times. And you look at their ranks overall as an offense, they only average 342 total yards per game. That's ranked 19th in the NFL. And they only average 109 rushing yards per game. That's ranked 22nd in the NFL. So they don't really run the football effectively at all. Their passing attack is ranked 14th. And I look at their skill position group. I do like Dalton Schultz and I like Nico Collins. But besides that, they don't really have elite skill position players. And Stroud, to me, is inconsistent even as a passer at times. Even as a passer, sometimes Stroud can be very inconsistent. And I thought Stroud had a great rookie season. But in his sophomore season in the NFL and his third season this past year, I think Stroud has been average as a quarterback. He's been very average. And there are other quarterbacks who I've seen more from. Like, I think Jordan Love has performed better than C.J. Stroud in the last 2 years. I think Drake May had a better season this year than C.J. Stroud has had in the last 2 years. I thought Jaden Daniels had a better season last year as a rookie than I've seen from C.J. Stroud in the last 2 years, although Stroud had a great rookie season. But his last 2 years to me have been very, very average. And so to me, in order for the Houston Texans to be considered a team that can actually go on a deep playoff run, they are going to need C.J. Stroud in the offense to hold up their end of the bargain, because we know how elite their defense is, because the Texans have a championship caliber defense. They have a championship caliber defense. They need their offense to hold up their end of the bargain in order for the Texans to go on a deep playoff run and not be eliminated in the divisional round of the playoffs. Because we've seen the Texans win wild card games. Last year they won on wild card weekend, and they lost in the second round against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. But their offense has to pick up their end of the bargain if they want to go on a deep playoff run. And the Texans are better at home than they are on the road in the playoffs. At home, they're 6-2. On the road, they're 0-6. At home, they average 23 points per game. On the road, they average 19 points per game. At home, they are a plus 6.3 in points per game differential. On the road, they're a minus 15.2. So they have to play better on the road. And this is a road playoff game for the Texans. Let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers were able to win the AFC North in dramatic fashion as the Steelers beat the Ravens 26-24 in their season finale in Week 18 in Pittsburgh. And obviously, their quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers this year, 24 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 3,322 passing yards. He completed 66% of his passes. But the good thing for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers is Aaron Rodgers' playoff experience. I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers. Quarterback starts, 21 quarterback starts in the playoffs. NFL rank that's tied for 6th. This is his career in the playoffs. Quarterback wins, 11th. That's tied for 10th. Passing yards, 5,894. That's ranked 4th. Passing touchdowns, 45 passing touchdowns in the playoffs. That's tied for 3rd. And his last playoff game came in January of 2022. The Packers lost that game against the 49ers 13-10. I still cannot believe that the Packers were not able to beat the Steelers in that particular game. But in this matchup, the good thing for the Steelers is they're going to get back DK Metcalf. Metcalf was suspended for the final 2 games of the regular season for the Steelers, and Metcalf is a significant, impactful player within the Steelers offense. He is their best skill position player by far, and in the red zone, Aaron Rodgers looks for DK Metcalf. I thought there were times in the matchup against the Ravens, especially in the first half, where Aaron Rodgers had nowhere to go with the football. I mean, he had nowhere to go with the football. Luckily for the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers, the Ravens self-destructed yet again in a pivotal moment in the pivotal game. Otherwise, I thought the Ravens should have won that game against the Steelers. I thought the Ravens had an opportunity to run away with that game in the first half, and they could not create separation. And Aaron Rodgers had some great drives in the second half. The Steelers offense woke up slightly, but I still don't believe in the Steelers offense. I really don't. I believe in DK Metcalf, but besides Metcalf, they don't really have any players on their offense that can create separation and be a reliable target for Aaron Rodgers. Calvin Austin III and Adam Thielen. Like, Adam Thielen is well past his prime. Father Time has caught up with Adam Thielen. He used to be respected, but Father Time has caught up with him. I like Pat Freiermuth. I thought Freiermuth had a key reception in the fourth quarter against the Ravens in Week 18, but I still don't really believe in the Steelers as a team overall. I mean, I'm looking at their ranks offensively. They average 317 total yards per game. That's ranked 25th in the NFL. They average 202 passing yards per game. That's ranked 22nd in the NFL. They don't run the football very effective whatsoever. They average 103 rushing yards per game, which is ranked 26th. So, to me, there are times where the Steelers are Aaron Rodgers or bust offensively. And Aaron Rodgers is well past his prime. This may be his last game as an NFL quarterback if the Steelers were to lose this game. I just don't really believe in the Steelers and what they're doing. And I believe in that Texans defense. I think the Texans defense, they have the best unit in this game. When you look at the Texans offense and the Texans defense and the Steelers offense and the Steelers defense, I think the Texans have the best unit defensively because the Steelers defense, they gave up big play after big play after big play in that Week 18 win over the Ravens. I mean, Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers had a party against that Steelers defense. And so to me, because of the Texans' elite defense and because of the Steelers' lack of skill position players and inconsistencies offensively, I'm rolling with the Texans and C.J. Stroud to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Texans 21, Steelers 17. But this is a huge, huge game, not only for Aaron Rodgers, but also for Mike Tomlin. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2016. The Steelers are on a 6-game losing streak in the playoffs. So the Steelers and Mike Tomlin desperately need a playoff win to end that playoff drought. It's been 6 straight occasions where the Steelers have lost playoff games. They haven't won a playoff game since 2016. So they have to figure out a way to win a playoff matchup. That was a 2016 season, so they won that game in January of 2017. But it's been 6 straight losses for Mike Tomlin in the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I'm rolling with C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and the Houston Texans to beat Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. C.J. Stroud, 21. Aaron Rodgers, 17.
Go in, go in, go in.